Cardinals and Pirates in Pittsburgh. Yoselan Herrera making his major league debut for the Pirates in the fourth. Ryan Ludwig touches him up for a two-run homer, his 20th of the season. Ludwig a double shy of the cycle, 5-2 Cardinals. In the eighth, St. Louis out in front very comfortably, 10-4 lead. Ryan Franklin on the hill. Now, Cardinal relievers have lost 20 games. Just something to keep in mind. Jason Bay, second homer of the game, cuts the lead to 10-6. In the ninth, Jason Isringhausen on to close. Cardinals lead the majors with 22 blown saves. I'm not saying anything, I'm just saying.
No, you're just foreshadowing.
That's right.
I like it.
Nate McLeod, a three-run homer, and the Pirates cut the lead to 1 at 10-9. That's all for Izzy. Three batters later, it's Bay at the plate. That's a double play ball if they can get it, but they can't turn it. Louis Rivas scores, and we're tied at 10. The Pirates have come all the way back. Top of the 10th, Troy Gloss. Ooh, man, got all of that.
11-10.
Cardinals had a season-high 22 hits. They're out in front, 11-10. Home half, Jason Michaels with a man on at the plate. Steve Blass, Greg Brown at the mic.
For the first. Deep to left center field. Back and... It's over! The game is over! I don't believe what we just saw!
This is McDavis!
You gotta be kidding me! This is unbelievable! One of the great comebacks in the history of this organization. Look at it. It's unbelievable. Unbelievable.
P-U-R-D-A-Y.
You're kidding me. What a comeback. Raise that Jolly Roger. Jason Michaels. A home run to win it in the 10th. What a comeback.
You won't forget this one for a while.
View of Rich Harden. Acquired a big deal with the Oakland A's earlier this week. First strikeout as a Cub. He gets Jose Castillo. Second inning. Looking very impressive with Harden. It's John Bowker. Then Rich Aurelia. Can't catch up to that inside fastball. Harden does not strike out the side in the second as Omar Vizquel flies out to left, but Harden getting out of trouble with a man at second. In the fourth, 3-0 Cubs. Aaron Rowan swinging and missing. Harden got it up to 98 miles an hour at points on Saturday. Bowker looking again. Harden striking out 10 in 5 1/3. He left with a 7-0 lead. Things are looking good, but it's 7-4 in the ninth. Carlos Marmol has to close because Kerry Wood not available. Bowker grounds to first. Cubs can't turn the double play. And the Giants score a run. They cut the lead to 7-5. But Harden's still in line for the win. Well, not anymore. Eliezer Alfonso grounds to Ryan Theriot, who makes a good stop, but the throw isn't good. Two-run score. We're tied at 7, setting up this in extras.
Ground ball, base hit. DeRosa coming around third. Burris is up with it. Throw to the plate. Save! Cubs win! Cubs win! He just got in.
The Cubs get the win 8-7, but Rich Harden does not get the victory.
Battle of division leaders, Diamondbacks Phillies. Randy Johnson sitting on 289 career wins and counting coming in. Bottom third with one aboard. It's Shane Victorino abusing the big units offering. We're tied at 2. Victorino with the first of 2 homers on the day. His first career multi-homer effort. Top 4, 2 outs. Adam Eaton facing Randy Johnson. 2-2 count. Johnson fouling off the Eaton offering. Next pitch, career .125 hitter battling Ace Johnson. Count stays 2-2. Now a 3-2 count. Johnson driving the ball into left field. Alex Romero and Robbie Hammock score. First double of the season for Johnson, and the Diamondbacks are up 4-2. Check out Eaton's reaction. Ouch. 2 batters later. With 2 aboard, it's Connor Jackson doubling the left. That'll score Randy Johnson. Eaton rocked 3 2/3, 7 hits, 8 earned. 2 batters later, bases loaded. RJ Swindle in, Eaton out. Chad Tracy broken bat base hit. That'll score 2. Diamondbacks up 7-2. Next batter, Mark Reynolds. 429 feet later, Reynolds has got his 19th of the season. The big unit, 6 innings, 4 earned, 3 Ks. As his club scores 8 runs with 2 outs in the 4th, Arizona wins. Jones, making better than $14 million this year, entered the game batting $172. Things did not go well for him in the bottom of the first. Bottom of the second, bad news for Florida. Hanley Ramirez grounds into second, leaves the game with shoulder discomfort. Alfredo Amezaga comes off the bench to replace the All-Star. Bottom 8. Dodgers down 3-2, no longer. Andre Ethier deep and gone. This off Renel Pinto, his 11th of the season, and we're tied at 3. Top 11 with a runner on second, Dan Uggla. His 100th career double down the third baseline. That'll score Josh Willingham. Cody Ross would add a sac fly, RBI, and the Marlins are up 5-3. Bottom 11, that's the count. Jones goes down again. Dodgers also lost Takashi Saito with tightness in his right elbow. Angels and the A's. Oakland swinging to win a third straight on Howie Kendrick's 25th birthday. Top 1 with 2 on and 2 out. Kendricks having none of that. Singling up the middle. Torrey Hunter scores. Angels up 2-0. Plenty of run support for All-Star Irvin Santana. He's 8-1 career against Oakland. Bottom 3 gets Jack Cust. A's with a team record 19 consecutive game with a strikeout non-pitcher. 7th inning. Santana in a jam after giving up 2 hits, gets Donnie Murphy swinging, and then Kurt Suzuki take a seat. Santana 7 scoreless, 10 strikeouts. Francisco Rodriguez on the close for the Halos. Bottom 9, 1 on, 2 outs. A-Rod gets Suzuki. That's your ball game. Major League record 37th save for him before the All-Star break.
Rangers and White Sox from the ballpark in Arlington. Jim Thome homered on Friday night. Jim Thome homered on Saturday night. Thome has done it again. 18th homer of the season, 7-2 White Sox. Home half of the 8th. Man on second for Josh Hamilton. The RBI machine continues to roll with 95th RBI of the season. Rangers pull within 8-4. They're down 9-6 in the ninth. They're not going to go away. Ian Kinsler brings in Jarrett Saltalamacchia. Kinsler extending his hitting streak to 24 games. Rangers down 9-7. Josh Hamilton is the tying run. Grounds to Alexi Ramirez, who makes a great stab and throw. Pretty nifty stretch by Nick Swisher, who was defensive replacement later in this game for Paul Konerko, and it pays off. White Sox hold on to win 9-7 in support of former Rangers draft pick John Danks.
Seth McClung trying to match All-Star Edson Volquez pitch for pitch. Top 1 was scoreless. No longer with 2 aboard, it's Adam Dunn with a swing and a drive. His 25th of the season. He would add another for his 21st career multi-homer effort. Plenty of run support for Edson Volquez. Reds up 3-0. Bottom 5, Brewers down 3-2. 2 on, 1 out. J.J. Hardy just browsing. 2 down. Next batter, Ryan Braun. Hard grounder to third. Edwin Encarnacion. Great diving grab. Can't make the play, but saves a run. Bases are loaded. Prince Fielder steps in. Grounder to second. Brandon Phillips is money in support of Volquez. 7 innings, 1 earned, 10 strikeouts. He's the 4th member of baseball's 12-win club. Buckle up. It is time for top plays. Number 10, Celebrity Boxing by Sekahema. Battling Jose Canseco. Advantage, Sekahema. Oh, my goodness.
Making him his personal goalpost.
He's the smaller guy, right?
Yes, he is.
Yes, but apparently a much better boxer.
Right. We're all winners. Cardinals and Pirates, this was a great game. Chris Duncan, a gapper, snared by Nate McLeod, and then he doubles up Troy Gloss at first. More from this game a little bit later.
Number 8. We've got Major League Lacrosse, Long Island battling Boston. Boston Cannons midfielder Matt Poske, number 7, behind the back goal. More from this game in a bit.
At number 7, Greg Maddux. The speedy Greg Maddux at 42 years, 89 days old. Maddux becoming the oldest pitcher in Major League history to swipe a bag. Braves win 4-1.
Number 6, Rays Indians. Gianna Navarro drops down the bunt. Casey Blake charging, barehands it, and makes the throw in time. Indians get the victory 8-4. Won 12 straight against Tampa in Cleveland.
In the Rockies-Mets game, look how it ended. Garrett Atkins robbed by David Wright, and the Mets win 3-0. And in the process, we mentioned this earlier, first time since 1900 to go 5 straight games giving up 3 hits or less.
Number 4, AFL Grand Rapids battling San Jose. A trip to the Arena Bowl on the line. Jason Gathers holding it in from Mark Grieve. San Jose will have a shot to defend its AFL title in 2 weeks in New Orleans at Arena Bowl 22.
Back to Major League Lacrosse, Long Island and Boston. Those two teams we showed you earlier. Oh, it's Christmas in July. John Christmas splitting the defender and the goaltender. All right, at number 1, Cleveland and Philadelphia. Mike Brown for the Philadelphia Soul. Up the right side. Leapfrogs the kicker. Do you believe in miracles? Yes! The Soul win 70-35. They're going on to the Arena Bowl championship.
Taking on the Rockies, looking for their 9th win in a row, which would be their longest streak since 2000. Carlos Beltran getting it started. Bottom first off Mark Redmond, and getting our home run counter started too. Mets up 3-0 on Beltran's 15th. And that fan came prepared with a sign. Bottom second, runner at second for Jose Reyes. Ramon Castro scores. Reyes 5 straight games with an RBI. Mets up 4-0. And, well, that guy came with plenty of signs. Somebody's been to Kinko's. Top 4, Mike Pelfrey facing Garrett Atkins with a runner on. Pelfrey gets the 5-4-3 DP. Great turn by Damian Easley to help him out. Top 5, he gets Jorvit Tarialba 6-4-3. And back to sign man. It's like he's on Let's Make a Deal or something. Bottom 5, Carlos Delgado at bat with a runner on. That's off Ryan Spire, and it's not coming back. Delgado's 17th, and the Mets up 7-0. Take another look at this shot from Delgado. And our sign guy's back again. And here's Pelfrey.
All right, the Rays lead the AL with 36 home wins, but Evan Longoria and Tampa on the road in Cleveland. Just 19-24 on the road. They've lost their last 5 and 6 in a row overall. And Jeremy Sowers is taking care of Longoria. DH, Willie Ibar. BJ Upton 1 for 4. Carlos Pena 1 for 4. Sowers 4 innings, 8 Ks, 7 walks. But the Rays could not get the clutch hit with all those base runners. Scott Kazmir, Tampa ace. But he stopped this losing streak. Bottom 5, 2-2 game. Johnny Peralta, our SportsCenter home run counter, up to 3. You'll see every Sunday home run hit right here on SportsCenter during this show. Andy Marte, first home run this year, 7th career. And the Indians, winners. 5-2, they sweep Tampa. Tampa's lost 7 in a row. Peter Gammons, should they be concerned?
So the Red Sox can reclaim first place in the AL East with a win over the Orioles. Dustin Pedroia, he's an all-star. Bottom first scoreless. Here's Pedroia over to Freddie Bynum. Not exactly an all-star throw there. Rose an infield hit and an error, so Pedroia ends up on second. Next batter is J.D. Drew. He really picked up the slack with David Ortiz out. That'll bring Pedroia home, and Red Sox up 1-0. Third inning, Melvin Mora, 406 with runners in scoring position and 2 outs. Second best in the majors behind Bobby Abreu's 462, but top third, 2 on, 2 out. 406 means 59% of the time he doesn't get a hit. Kevin Youkilis made sure he didn't get one there. Top 5 now. Bases loaded this time for Mora with 2 outs. Daisuke Matsuzaka there. 6 innings of work, 4 hits, no runs, 7 Ks for him. 7th inning, Mora with another try. 2 on and 2 out. Facing Manny Del Carmen. Jed Lowry's got that one. Mora 0 for 4 with 2 outs and runners in scoring position. Here he comes again in the 9th. Tying run 90 feet away with 2 outs. Mora facing Jonathan Papelbon. Mora 0 for 5. All of his at-bats with 2 outs and runners in scoring position. Sox win it 2-1. Boston now 36-11 at home.
Beautiful day in Toronto. Blue Jays hosting the Yankees. Andy Pettitte on the hill. He had 1 bad inning. The second. 4-run second for the Blue Jays. Marco Scutaro with a 3-run homer. The 5th so far on this SportsCenter. Toronto scored 4 in the second, the only inning they scored any runs. And then here's A.J. Burnett. You know, with Sabathia and Harden already traded, some teams probably keep an eye on Burnett. He was good. Gets Jorge Posada there, who caught. Went 1 for 3 and 2 stolen bases against Posada, won by Kevin Mensch. To the 9th, Burnett. He's looking for a shutout, go in the distance, but Jason Giambi, 19th homer. Yankees only had 2 extra base hits on Sunday, and Abreu double and that home run. So with the shutout gone, we'll go to B.J. Ryan to close, and he does. 18th save of the year, Robinson Cano. 6-4-3 double play. So going into the break, here's how they line up in the AL East. Boston, a half-game lead over Tampa Bay, though the Rays actually have 1 fewer loss. Yankees in 3rd place, 6 games back. They're actually closer to last place Baltimore than the division lead. Time 286 hitter, 2 homers and 44 plate appearances against the youngster Homer Bailey, fighting off all these 0-2 pitches. Look at him battling. Battling and battling and battling and then delivering. Solo home run. 3rd career, 7 so far on SportsCenter. We're showing you every home run hit on Sunday. Prince Fielder loves it. The only home run of the game. To the 8th inning now. Pinch hitter Ken Griffey Jr. 2 on, 2 out, and the 0-2 nasty slider way out of the strike zone, inning over. To the 9th. Sabathia. Hey, Brewers figure we probably only have this guy for a few months. We're going to ride him the rest of the way. You're pitching the whole game. Patterson, Ross, Votto. 122 pitches in his 9 innings of work. 9 Ks, 1 walk, but still tied. Brewers need to score in the bottom of the 9th to get themselves and CC the win. David Weathers in, Mike Cameron the bunt. Brandon Phillips, no, throw is wide. Here comes Bill Hall, safe into 3rd. Intentionally walked Jason Kendall. Bases loaded, Craig Counsell. He's been in clutch situations before. To right, Francisco Cordero. That's an easy sacrifice fly. Business hours are over, baby, and the Brewers win 3.
And Dempster, also one of them, Sunday against the Giants. He's trying to become the first Cubs pitcher since 1936 to start 11-0 at home. Top 3rd, Tim Lincecum, also an all-star as a pitcher. Here he is at the plate. Mark DeRosa can't handle that one. Omar Vizquel scores. Lincecum into 3rd with his first career triple. He said he got lucky. He said his swing looked like a backhand in tennis. But whatever works, 1-0 Giants. Later in the inning, same score, 2 on, Ray Durham up. Lincecum and Fred Lewis scored. Giants up 3-0. And after the inning, Dempster not happy. Takes it out on the Gatorade cooler. Is it in you? Guess not. Dempster 6 2/3, 7 hits, 4 earned runs, 6 Ks. Bottom 6, 3-1 Giants. Lincecum gets Derek Lee. He struck out 9, including Kosuke Fukudome. 8 innings of work, 6 hits, 1 earned run for Lincecum. Bottom 9, Brian Wilson on for the save. Gets Darrell Ward, 98 miles per hour there. And then Ryan Theriot says he likes to listen to Lil Wayne. He's free to go to his iPod now. Wilson gets his 25th save. That's tops in the NL as the Giants take it 4-2. So we look at the Central. Despite Sabathia's hot start, the Brewers still 5 games back of the Cubs in the Central with the Cardinals.
Place Philly, first place Arizona. 2 strong pitchers, Brandon Webb, Cole Hamels. Let's start with Webb. Very good on the road. Doesn't have a real good defense behind him, so if he can strike guys out, that makes it much easier. 7 innings, 2 earned, 6 Ks, no walks, looking strong. Here's Hamels delivering to Chad Tracy. Tracy, that is gone. His 5th of the year, the 8th in our show. D-backs had 14 hits, 12 singles, though. Here come the Phillies in the bottom of the 5th. Hamels at the plate, like CC Sabathia. He's delivering offensively. Feliz scores, and the Phillies trail by just 1. Still down by 1. Bottom 7, Jimmy Rollins. To right, Carlos Ruiz scores. Rollins will get a double. He also stole 2 bases on Sunday, now has 24. Phillies tie the game. Bottom 8, first and second, Chad Qualls in relief, and old Pat Burrell. 3-run home run, his 23rd, our 9th. And 2 batters later, Pedro Feliz. And the Phillies take care of the Diamondbacks by a 6-3 score. And a good pitching matchup. I'd say all-star weather on Sunday. Beautiful weather all around the parks.
Looked like it was
Jim Cantori must have been smiling.
Good performance by
Picking up bottom 6, A's up 2-1. Darren Oliver in to face Jack Cuss. Simple rule, you hit a home run, you make the show. So Cuss made the show. And he didn't strike out, ending a 19-game streak. That's his 18th home run. A's up 3-1. Top 8, same score, 2 outs. Casey Kotchman. Not only a clutch home run, but also a shout out on SportsCenter. That's 12 home runs on the show. Now Kotchman's 9th of the season. Angels down 3-2. So we go to the 9th. After the Angels tied it on a sacrifice fly, 1 on, 2 outs. Eric Ibar. Chopper. Donnie Murphy's throw to first, not in time. Reggie Willits coming home. Kurt Suzuki can't handle the throw. Willits safe, scoring from second on an infield single. So bottom 9, here comes K-Rod, coming in with 37 saves. Bases loaded and 1 out. Rob Bowen, may I help you? No thanks, I'm just looking. 2 outs. Next batter is Kurt Suzuki. Got him too. Ball game. Angels win at 4-3. K-Rod 38 saves before the break. White Sox and Rangers. The Rangers 4 All-Stars getting some love from their peeps in Arlington before they head to the Big Apple. Third batter of the game, Carlos Quentin, like, hey now, I'm an all-star too. Two-run shot, his 22nd of the season. The White Sox with a 2-0 lead. Bottom second, here's Kinsler at bat. That'll be good for a double. Max Ramirez and Ramon Vasquez coming around. Game tied at 4. Kinsler, 25-game hit streak, longest in the majors this season. Bottom third, Rangers down 5-4. Here's Bradley up now. And you can move Milton Bradley's marker all the way around the board. He'll pass go with his 19th home run of the season. Game tied at 5. Bottom 7, Michael Young at bat. Bases loaded. Marlon Byrd and Chris Davis score. Young's hitting streak at 15 games. Rangers up 10-7. So we go top 8 now. Still 10-7. Jermaine Dye up and out. Solo shot for Dye. His 21st. The counter keeps on clicking on SportsCenter. White Sox down 10-8. Bottom 8. Rangers answer. Max Ramirez at bat. Brandon Boggs will score. Rangers go up 12-8. They look to have the game in hand, but you never know with their pitching. They have to outscore you to win. Top 9, White Sox now down 12-9. Dye, with the bases loaded, doing more damage. He went 4 for 5. Drives in 2 more there. Juan Uribe and Orlando Cabrera score. White Sox down just 1. Next batter is Jim Thome. He's down looking. Wilson gets him, and then Konerko up. And he got him too. The Rangers allowed 22 hits, the most ever in a Rangers win, and they escaped with the victory.
So with the White Sox loss, the Twins win gets them to within a half game of first in the AL Central. Tigers a game under 500 when the action began on Sunday. Again, if you hit a home run on Sunday, you're on SportsCenter. 24-year-old Cleet Thomas, born in Jacksonville, went to Auburn. You're on SportsCenter.
What's up, Cleet?
Justin Verlander, what an awful April he had, but he's been a terrific pitcher lately. 7 innings, 2 earned, 8 Ks. You saw Justin Morneau striking out. He'll be in the home run derby. He was added. That, of course, is on ESPN. Matt Joyce, 9th of the season. Another home run on SportsCenter, hit on Sunday, and then Todd Jones in. So you get 7 strong for Verlander. Zumaya pitched 1, and then Jones gets a nice diving catch from Joyce, and the Tigers are winners. AL Central, Ozzie Guillen's White Sox in first place by a game and a half over the Twins.